it to all of this that G2 individually, pound for pound, I will always put above most as a collective. Scream is an outlier, but we have to see how this goes. We're live into the game. G2 are going to be starting out on the defensive side. Liquid will be hitting up that attack, and we're already Mixwell draws first blood, tries to fade away through the Viper wall, and he even gets a bit on the way out.
Yeah, he did a lot of damage to Soulcast there. You can see he's going to try and force the issue down towards B's site. Again, Pit playing the same position we saw him previously. They take early contact here, fall back from yellow, see if Liquid are going to try and force their way through. Again, I talked about this a number of times with G2 the other day. Keep your eyes on the minimap. Zeke doing his normal thing over towards A. The turret says he's going to spot out that flank, but Liquid not actually pulling away from B lane just yet. And we've got 4 members of G2 now stacked up, ready for this push.
Yeah, let's see if they stick the landing, though. Already bounding through. A bit of damage being done. They are receiving a bit of work towards them. Liquid not looking so likely with Raze low, Jet low. Mixwell looking hungry. That's a big deny. Good work from Scream to keep that aggression somewhat humbled. But it's Artist to equally kind of keep things going their way. We're down to now a 4v3. Keep in mind, Zeke is a little far off because he has to be. He has to maintain that just in case there's that chance of a switch up. Very unlikely, but that's his role. He is the site anchor here. A lot of pressure on him to not make the wrong moves, not flank at the wrong time, give up opportunities. So a 3v3 on the site, but the HP Hypoc is brutal here. This has to be some real big shots from Liquid to make the difference happen.
Yeah, I mean, they've got like a combined 80 HP. And actually, Echo's going to come straight forward, try and get it down. Pat, the waiting arms there, less than 10 seconds. Soulcast finds one, he finds a second now. Can they get this time down in time? Oh, did he get it?
That's very close.
He actually got it. So they find themselves in a 2v1 now against Zeke.
Welcome to the grand final, Zeke. Let's see what you've got. Has a little look out. Biding his time. See if there's any flank coming in. Not a bad idea. The old classic around the world. Not going to be coming through this time. They're just digging those heels in over towards B long. But time is starting to dwindle. They are somewhat low. These are pretty acceptable shots to be hitting with the Ghost. We have to see if he lands them, though. Clearing those corners methodically. Sitting on the defuse for now. Paint shell goes in. It does make it halfway. Has to peel off, and that's more than enough. Soulcast with the saving grace of the first round. Brilliant play at the end there. And for once, not a good enough hold from Pit. Normally, he was putting in a great deal of damage. We saw a lot of work early on from Mixwell, but the push was good from Liquid. That's got to shake off that first round nerves now.
Oh, for sure. And Soulcast picking up the 2 kills again against that paint shell regen, if you like. He gets the second nade at his disposal. And again, having that in the late round when both him and Scream are such low HP, it just gives them kind of an extra crutch there. I mean, I respect Zeke trying to get it halfway, maybe try and look for a second peek onto that, but really, really well. That's actually G2's first pistol round loss, Lauren, on Icebox. They haven't dropped one yet, and it's to Liquid here.
There. And quite a good read from the defending side. Players in the right place for this. They'll switch up, leaving Pit to his own devices over towards B. So the switch up of the anchor as such, you'd have Reyna or I guess Viper being there, but it's Mixwell again very much at the cusp of cresting that corner and finding a great deal. Now, Soulcast going to at least highlight that yes, they're here, but also noting the player in the corner, forcing the dash out from the Jet, giving Scream some more ground to work with. Artist on the peak back in. Now we have seen some conversions in these rounds, even with just the pistols. Still a lot of hard work in front of the G2 side, though.
And Soulcast going to find Pat there. Again, Pat just waiting for a cheeky little kill from the nest. Ooh, nice headshot landed from Zeke, but the Spectre wins that one at range. Cryptics will shut him down. So the last man standing is Pit. He's got a turret to deal with here in mid. Again, the Killjoy utility can just be a nuisance sometimes, and that's one of the scenarios there. Pit's obviously trying to come in and back up all the way from B site. I expect him now. He's going to get cleaned up fairly shortly. There you go. Soulcast will find another, and he's actually 2 away from his ultimate. And again, it's these early ultimates, especially for, you know, agents like Jet, like Raze. You get them online, the bonus round becomes a little bit easier.
Yeah, you bang on, and we'll keep a little bit of a note towards that. Scream not too far away. Soulcast right on the cusp. So again, could be something. We have seen a couple of these rounds being converted as well on the bounce, but I feel like G2 should be able to stamp their authority. But let's also talk about player mentality. And again, the Soulcast story, I feel like we're almost overdoing it at this point, but I do have to highlight, getting a good start for a player can really boost that confidence as well. Be it on a pistol, an eco, it doesn't really matter. They are just kind of confidence-building kills, and I feel like that's going to really help him in the future. For now, though, we're seeing Liquid, a couple of sheriffs here and there, mostly Spectres, bits and pieces, and I wonder if they have maybe a strat in mind to make this work.
Again, Liquid looking like they want to try and explore A. Maybe reading into the fact that Zeke was left to his own devices really over this side of the map in G2's previous showings, but I think maybe just not liking the feel of things initially. Scream now coming back to explore mid, and this whole time it's been Eccles and Pit just facing each other with these walls. You can see them crossing over on the mini-map. Again, just waiting for anything to show its head. Again, with Pit playing this position here, he's deep enough. And again, we talk about early information. He can take a peek here as long as he plays his life. And now he's going to back up. The rotation should come in from G2. He's got the benefit of all that utility to play behind on site as well.
Scream's made decent progress here. See, Pit has to at least give up that initial space. Doesn't want to get overrun. Knows that probably Spectres are out. And that's going to be Soulcast taking territory, but not taking the kill. Good angle now. Garnered, greatest shot gotten as well. Mixwell's going to feel a little frustrated with that, I'm sure. But Patitek, the backbone here, keeping things at least somewhat even as we do still need time for those rotations. Keep in mind, Ardis and Zeke are not here just yet.
It actually did a little bit of damage on, so I'm not sure who that was on Liquid. Maybe Eccles because he's getting the heal up, but I'm going to come back, play the post plant here.
Ooh, there it is.
The thing, time now becomes a huge factor for G2 in this retake. Again, they have the nano swarm. That's going to buy up 5 seconds apiece on that. You see now the push coming through from Yellow. They need to shut down this post plant. The trade's coming through. Let's see, 2 apiece here, and Zeke's going to find another here. Eccles has got to swing out, but the spike's actually being defused that entire time. So maybe a little bit of over-reliance there on the success of the post plant. Some damage done, though, by Liquid. Obviously, that was their bonus round. You can see Spectres and whatnot. Soulcast actually ended up farming both ult orbs on either side of the map there to go and use his showstopper. Unfortunately, didn't find the entry kill with it, but did get a kill in the end. So not a massive upset there for Liquid to try and convert those SMGs. On the side of G2, I mean, yep, 3 players kind of bankrupt, if you like. Ardis sticking with the Spectre, and Mixwell obviously saved his Phantom through.
I did like that play from G2 to get aggressive on that. Soulcast not finding the initial pick. That was pretty dirty yesterday. That little peek up and over, gets the kill, fades off. It's pretty nice. But look how aggressively postured G2 are. Look at the line of defense they're currently holding. Jet, aka Mixwell, pushed up. Reyna's even found a nice line of sight down towards Soulcast. You've got 3 players very proactive towards middle. Now, I like that. I really like them playing to their strengths. I felt that G2 are playing almost a little bit too passively against maybe the Ninjas before, when they were a little bit, deeper, playing more defaulty, playing into the style that the Ninjas wanted. Now, we'll see if patience is their virtue. G2 have the first pick. They could fall away and play a little bit deeper, but no. They're staying postured up on this. They're staying well and truly aggressive, and it's paid dividends already. Pit's going to find Scream, and now Mixwell gets played in off the back of this.
And Eccles is actually creeping behind his own wall here. Maybe not expecting Mixwell, but a little bit of a whiff on Mixwell's part. Eccles will find that kill now. Spike still outside A, and Zeke now got himself tucked under pipes. Again, this angle is just such a nuisance to clear here because there's so many things to worry about when you're walking under the zip line.
30 seconds left.
Link's got to be careful here because he is solo. Again, no possibility of the trade. But again, I'm feeling like this pressure. Yeah, this pressure towards A, I think, is them maybe looking at how G2 played this previously.
Yeah, but there's a time limit. Once this pressure starts being felt by Zeke, the call will come in. I need some support towards A, and you already got Ardis sitting quite close by the stages there. Viper's there. Zeke needs to at least maybe get one, ideally a bit more, bite some time, maybe create a bit of room for those rotations to find function, and he's done just that. It's not ideal. You'd have probably imagined he had the second, but you can see the work coming from Ardis. He bought that time for the rotation. Very well done. Sadly for Link, he couldn't quite find that kill before. You can see Zeke is sitting very deep. And again, that's the hard part of Reyna, right? Typically, I'd say I like to see it used quite proactively and aggressively. I like to see them taking space, but if Liquid are playing slower, somewhat defaults, you have to be kind of patient. Yeah. And you're seeing the other side to Zeke. That was very well composed from him.
But again, it's that ability to stay so deep in an angle like that. And again, yes, as long as you get that kill, it's a get out of jail free card. Much the same as Jet, really. You can play those spots very effectively. Liquid actually going to force back into this one. A couple of Bulldogs on the board. Mixwell again looking to take close contact on B lane here. Nobody from Liquid this time around taking a peek. Scream just holding this down with the Blade Storm right now. Again, it's
got to clear this.
Yeah, it's difficult because obviously G2 have a couple of different setups here of how to play this with Pit playing all the way back. Mixwell just needs to be a nuisance. He just needs to constantly be that threat up close here.
The problem is, though, with aggressive lanes like this, if they lose mid-control, they're in trouble, but if they lose out on these two players, it's even worse. Keep in mind, Scream, ult is up. Now Jet v Jet action coming out. Mixwell doing the dash, gonna try and get away, try and move himself out of danger. Bide a little bit of time for Artist to come around towards the site, and he's done just that. Good picks, though, from Liquid. Finding Patitech towards middle creates a lot of rotation opportunity.
It does. You can see them actually swinging back through spawn now. Zeke's still outside screens, so I'm expecting him to just play his life in this situation. G2 are only 3 standing. They do have the Hunter's Fury and the Blade Storm on Mixwell, should they choose to invest here. Liquid have the Viper's Pit and the Lockdown, actually.
You should run.
If it becomes necessary. There you go. Lockdown will get invested here. Whether or not Artist will try and counter this with the Hunter's Fury. Actually, yeah, Liquid going to send it. Everything getting popped here.
Full commit. Yeah, big commitment for this one. Oh, almost lucky on that spam then. If that had broken the wall, that was pretty in line with the plant, but already Mixwell finds a way back through. That Scream now dead, but there's the Viper ultimate, keeping the field completely absconded from vision, hard to see through, and Zeke looking for anyone above it, around it, but no, it's going to be the Viper on the side. That is huge. That now opens up for this retake to find positioning. Zeke going to try and make the way through. Not going to happen that time. Gives a hanging bit of meat at that point. Cryptics, no problem there. Time begins to dwindle, and Mixwell, you can see these post plants, they're tricky. If Viper was up, potentially more time, but wants to get on the spike itself, touches it for a second, takes the fight, loses it out, and Cryptics is there. Gorgeous rotations from Liquid. Let's talk about this round, because I really like this. That pick on towards Patitech opens up opportunity, right? That creates so much more panic for G2 to deal with, because the map becomes slightly less controlled. Now, you had that little scuffle towards B long, but understanding those rotations after showing presence towards B, we're going to probably leave Zeke alone. That's the best opportunity for Liquid. I really like the mentality. Whoever calls for Liquid in these scenarios, they're kind of like mid-round calls, really great job. Really nice approach on that. Now, G2 will be forced back onto the pistols now.
Well, the interesting thing is the timing there as well. Pitfalls are within 5 seconds of that pick onto Patitech as well. So Liquid use that to their advantage. It's almost like the chaos factor, right? As soon as the push doesn't come onto B, I expect G2 to be a little bit quicker rotating, to be honest with you. But we'll have to wait and see if that becomes a factor. Zeke, a little bit cheeky with the Sheriff there, trying to find a pick onto the orb. Artist's got to be careful now, because the Boombot's spotting him out. He's only got a Frenzy, and he actually comes out on top of screen there. Versus the rifle. Not for long, Link will find 2 in quick succession. That will give them the
cheeky little
spike
wombo combo. The satchel just bouncing them up. Again, though, in these rounds, we're looking for spike plants and a clean round for Liquid. For G2, their target, their approach is they want to do damage. Mixwell invested quite a bit into this round, actually. I'm surprised that he kind of lent into this. But again, more came out of it, sure, but this is gonna be hard to retake.
Yeah, maybe this is popping the Blade Storm here again, as you said, to do some damage. Soulcast going to land back-to-back headshots. Potentially going to see Mixwell try and use the operator in the next round. I know he's at 3,100 previously. We have to see what his economy is looking like coming back into this round. There you go. I called it. Blade Storm goes in on the previous, and he's going to have the operator now set up. It's looking like actually early round he's positioned over towards A here, so a little bit of a switch up on the defensive side for G2. Whether or not he's going to look for a cheeky pick, or he's going to play very deep back towards site. Again, A has this. This is exactly the angle I was talking about. This is one of the most toxic angles on this map here, and again, misses the shot actually. Scream going to throw down the cloud burst just to obscure some vision. Let's see if he can find another angle anywhere else. Liquid positioned as 5 outside A here. No push through mid this time. Patitech rotating over towards kind of B connector side with Pit. And again, that would usually be the presence that G2 would show.
I think maybe just filling the gap of when Mixwell has that op and that angle is available. Maybe Patitech leans this way instead. And I like the fakes that Liquid are throwing out right now. This attacking side is very good. From what I'm seeing, at least in the aspect that they show presence towards A, they know where the op is. They decide, well, let's maybe lean away from that. Let's try and get somewhere else. Not a bad plan. Pit is going to be put to the test already. 5 players lining up. One's going to make it across. I don't know if it saw that, but now he's going to see a lot of utility coming through his way. Ultimate gets popped. Nice work from Soulcast. He's created so much space, and look at this positioning. Soulcast can be a real nuisance now behind enemy lines, but Mixwell is not going to miss some of these. Already the rest comes in. Patitek to save the day, and G2 stabilize.
Yep, find themselves in a 4v3 retake now. Drone going through just to clear out sight. That's going to give the information out from Pat. Actually going to get Pit back up on his feet. The tag comes through. Going to give information. Actually, Pit's utility going straight over the wall outside there. So Liquid got to hold down there. They're kind of boxed into a corner here. So G2, if they play the numbers effectively, Ardis will find 2. Link responds on to Zeke now. The last man will fall. Mixwell with his 3rd on the round. And one of the things I like there, I wasn't going to talk about it mid-round, but as soon as Mixwell shows presence with that operator, they read the situation. They know that G2 aren't stacked up with Pit and Mixwell playing close contact on B lane, and it's a slow drift back across after they get no presence in mid that they, I'm assuming, read that Patitek isn't playing his usual game. So that there is actually a really, really good rotation from Liquid. I like the way that they're kind of gathering this information, not risking too much on it, and then acting upon it.
Okay.
But one thing I will say, I talked about the other day, the conditioning factor with Mixwell. Now they've got to play second guess, right? They've got to find out where the operator is if they're going to lean heavily on that.
It looks like a contact piece towards A for now. No utility being shown. Very quiet approach. Zeke again going to be tested here. Ardis maybe getting a feeling of it. There's been no presence towards the other sides of the map, which normally we'd have seen by now. Yes, Owl drone committed. Good idea. Gets the information. Zeke now going to be put on notice. Has to deal with so many players potentially. Great work on the first. Can fall away now. That's a good job done.
Spike planted.
Spike will go down, but again, Zeke using that dismiss means they're going to be able to keep 5 bodies up. Liquid, no ultimates online. To see how they try and play this post plant. Because G2 have got over here quickly. It's only really Pit trailing through mid now. He's the last man to kind of join the troops. And Liquid playing this very deep. You can actually see Scream on the minimap lurking all the way back towards mid. This could be huge, actually, if he's able to get over there. Eccles going to try and put the snake bite down onto the spike. I think actually, yeah, you can see just on the X-ray, that's forced Pit away from it for the time being. They're not finding any kills. Scream with the flank. Look at it.
This is perfect play from Scream. Oh, this is great work from Liquid.
Huge.
The denial of the defuse. Step 1. Great stuff. Then the lurks. The little flank comes into play. That was everything you'd want from a round like this. Because after that initial work by Zeke, I was like, hey, this is pretty nice. He falls away, plays it safe. But Liquid had a plan in mind.
It's the double nanoswarm. Like I said, 5 seconds apiece there. And then the snake bite obviously buys all the time for Scream to just walk through mid. He doesn't need to rush. He can literally lurk behind them, and really, really well timed by Liquid in the post plant. Again, just didn't take that fight. As soon as G2 were with that quick rotate, they weren't interested.
Okay. Now, money-wise,
Toxin screen down.
G2 a little out of sorts with it. But again, when we talk about G2, and especially on the defensive side, it's any team against them. Have they got enough rounds? I saw HL line up to push him out of place. Patitek going to deal, or at least suffer a little bit more than usual. But again, we know that G2's strength does often reside in their attack, so we keep our eyes towards it. Mixwell's done some great work here. Considering Pit was just on that sheriff, we haven't seen a great purchase from them, but certainly a serviceable one at this point. Eccles looking for options and no one really presenting much. Mixwell kind of playing to that timing, get himself propped up to hold the cross. He gets contact on that. And yeah, he gets the kill on it too. Nice round from Mixwell. That's 3 already. And he looks like he wants a bit more of it. He's barely received a fleck of damage. He's sitting pretty. Link's still alive though. With Ardis' death, we've got 30 seconds to play with it. It really isn't a great deal.
left.
These two need to find Zeke, and look at this angle. Maybe the double peek. Oh dear, not ready for it. Soulcast caught unawares, and Zeke will be fine to close this out. Enough for the point of buying time. There's that utility kit used to perfection to slow this down, and look at the net closing in. Gorgeous play from Zeke.
Just playing with his food. I love that. Takes a second peek, then dismisses away. Cheeky little spray in between. Really, really good stuff from Zeke. And this is the thing. If this role, I know it's difficult to kind of appreciate how much value it brings, but the fact that Zeke's able to kind of just play and control an entire side of the map, and that kill comes through, I think it's Scream that actually fell first in mid. As soon as Zeke then hears nothing over on A, it's a full 4-man rotation from G2 over on towards B site. And then at that point, you know, they've got him stuck on B lane. Zeke can just sit there. He can sit there behind Belt and wait for that rotation to come through. Really good stuff from him once again.
Ult up on the Ardis. Seem to be able to back away now. Pretty scot-free hit there. Now, looking at rotations, if you're Liquid, do you continue with this? You've shown so much presence towards this. You've got to pick in middle. Do you think you can punish those rotations? Or are you looking to further pressure this point? Now, Zeke's still here. You do have Sage tucked in the corner as well. Palitek's been pretty solid.
And Mixwell.
Yeah, now Mixwell joining. This is going to be a harder site take than maybe they'd want. This is not meant to be as tricky as this is going to get. There we go. This becomes an issue, but Palitek gets isolated. Great work again from Soulcast, keeping in mind the possibility. But Zeke now going to show his hand. Lingers around the corner as Echo's a little bit sharper than him, and we saw noted Mixwell was here earlier. He's backed away now. That's an available plant coming in.
Spike planted.
And again, look for Liquid to play very deep back towards this post plant setup that they have for A. Mixwell and Pit all the way back under and above rafters. Like Eccles again in this position now. Both snake bites available. It's going to make it very difficult for GT to do anything here.
Apart from this, the full defuse.
No way. No way. No way. No way.
Standing.
No way. Okay, I mentioned the phrase earlier, the over-reliance on that post-plant setup.
Yeah. I mean, who got the kill then as well? Because someone checked on it. One of Liquid tried to check on it and they lost their life for it. So, I mean, G2. That is a brutal way to win a round. Liquid are going to be a little mad.
Kicking themselves.
Yeah, that's one that's going to tilt you. That is one that is very frustrating. As you said, the over-reliance could have been a problem there, and Mixwell read it like a book, utilizing even just one of those smokes to do work. And now Zeke's controlled the first frag to come in and wants to double down on this. Has Mixwell by his side, so maybe feeling a little bit more confident. The angle's rough to work with. That little bit of a ramp makes it tricky. And Scream shows him exactly as to why, but Mixwell's still patrolling this. Here we go. No! Scream up and over. The better Jet apparently wins this out.
Well, Liquid going to get Soulcast back on his feet as well, so find themselves in a 4v3. No revive available for G2. Ardis over here now going to send some shock darts on towards default. Recon going to give a lot of information of what's going on here. Ardis could have found that kill, maybe. Oh, he will, though, eventually. Scream. A little bit of a misdash there, and Palitek going to swing in, find one, but they do equalize the numbers a little bit. Liquid don't have Eccles for the post plant here, just Cryptics in his Nanostorm, so interested to see if he has that set up. I can't see it on the minimap now. Whether or not Pit has his smoke to cover that. Oh, Pat will sit Soulcast down up on Belt.
I'm so happy to see G2 very aware of these post-plant problems that were coming in. They seem very capable now. It's still tricky. It's not easy. And another defuse is going to come through. Pit's not going to move from that. And another defuse and another retake. And let's take a second to talk about this. Not just the over-reliance, let's say, on Viper potentially, but also the fact that G2 are hunting. They are actively looking to, I guess, displace some of these post-plant positions.
We talked about this on Bind yesterday, right? And it was Liquid's inability to kind of pressure that post-plant setup of Summon FC that just meant time became their biggest enemy, as well as the fact that all that utility had been saved in the execution, that, you know, Summon FC were able to buy, you know, 25, 30 seconds on the post-plant with Liquid unable to do anything. So G2 responded perfectly, to be quite honest with you, in kind of not allowing them to get far enough away from site to set up like that.
Ooh.
And again, another defuse coming through. Ooh. Okay, Eccles.
How you winning that?
Yeah. Just phantom things. Just phantom things.
I mean, look, if it works, it works, but look at this artist patrolling around. sees no one. Could do some work with that. Yeah, definitely finds a touch of connection. Not as much as I expected to come through from that. Honestly, looked pretty decent, but
It looked pretty good, yeah.
it will at least kind of confirm there is potentially trouble ahead. See how much he gets for this. Not enough, but enough to tell you someone's here.
Oh, no.
Mixwell on the site as well. We have these lines of sight now garnered. Mixwell's going to put his back to the wall, prepare himself what's coming his way. 4 players just swung around the corner on Zeke. Did a bit of damage, but can't do more. Mixwell pops the ult, goes in for it, and Scream's ready. Up from above, Scream not going to let that slip away. Scream dashes in, looks for more, finds Artist, sprays in. That's the Scream on form you want to be seeing.
Good there. And again, it's unfortunate, really, that they're not able to get much done from that kind of top left position of Rafters, but right there, Liquid, they didn't show anyone towards default at all. They all came round towards the screen side, and a nice push in the end. And again, it comes on the back of Scream just stringing together 3 kills out of nowhere, to be honest with you.
1 enemy remaining.
So relatively even, I mean, even in round score, but also in the way these rounds are played out. Liquid showing that they can do these fast hits, these aggressive pushes onto site. Again, this is the cheese that we were seeing over on A. But yeah, it is a factor to consider is how much they're, now that G2 have kind of shown that they can read into that post-plant scenario, whether or not they switch it up and maybe play a few more aggressively on the other maps, we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting how this now looks. We know that G2's attacking side is so diligent. Plays so capably into their hands. Scream, though, nice work on the first. Frenzy to hand, looking comfortable. Mixwell now down. And Soulcast back on the peak. That's Zeke now gone. Really nice work between the two of these. And the combination of Soulcast and Scream has been something catching my eye a couple of maps now. I like that. I really liked how they've looked on this. Now, beyond that, though, no real room garnered or space gathered elsewhere. You're bold.
Artist
You're getting...
Artist is very close to picking up a kill there, I'm not going to lie. Well, not close enough, I guess, because Soulcast finds him.
Let's see where that spike is. Look how isolated these players are getting. This is rough for the last two. Pitt's a mile away from being able to help out here. And he's now dead and gone. So we're down to just 1. It's looking a little lost in the process here. Those early kills certainly threw them off kilter as Soulcast now waits for them to press the corner. Beautifully set up. No overstep, no overreach. Very well done. A clean pistol round for Liquid. And hey, Liquid are putting in work on these pistols.
Oh, indeed. And this is, I said the first one was the first pistol round that G2 had lost, and now that's the second. And we know how huge, especially with a draw half. Actually, I'm pretty sure Liquid have 100% round 2 conversion as well. So look for them to capitalize on this. I'm not sure actually if did we see if G2 have brought back anything here? No, I think it's pistols across the board. Maybe a frenzy or 2 here and there.
Yeah.
A gap though. How's Pat? Oh, okay. Soulcast seems aware of it. I was gonna say, how's he got there completely undetected?
Yeah, I think they're fine on this. They went for the probably... I don't even mind the kind of a bit more dedicated stack towards B if you know you're against pistols. It could work if they had maybe a sheriff or 2. Mixwell the only one to find success for G2 here, looking to see if they get the spike down, and it looks like they will. So, ticking the box for G2, they've at least got a little bit of damage done. Not managed to get any rifles away just yet, but Mixwell's got himself the Spectre. No armor to play with, so a little bit squishy. And that range is not going to be complementary to what he wants. This, however, would be. He's really doing a lot of work here, but gets overwhelmed in the end. Scream was found in the meantime, but now we're down to Class 6, which... Excuse me, Artist? How did you get that kill onto Link? I do not know, but it will be kept safe. Liquid will come back in. But honestly, exactly, a good round from G2. You take those, you're happy with those, you do a bit of damage, you force reinvestments. That bonus round doesn't look as cheap anymore.
Yes, round loss, but this is the sort of thing that kind of can prevent your enemy team from building momentum. 3 kills and the spike plant is about as best you can get out of a round loss situation. That kill seemed like it took 20 minutes for some reason, watching it back as well.
horribly slow in those situations, and it's just like, what's happened here? Overall, though, let's take a look at that scoreboard for a brief second. You saw Soulcast towards the top. His performance, I'm loving seeing what he looks like when he's having these good games. We didn't get to see it initially, but now he's really finding a bit of form through this. And now Zeke kind of doing the opposing job, right? You know, working back in towards the site he was just defending. And I think it works incredibly well when you put players to do that. They have the best knowledge of the most annoying angles to play with, and Soulcast didn't stand a chance. Zeke, they're so quick to it. Screams popped the ult out as well, so very quick to go on to this.
Yeah, that's the thing. Zeke was allowed to have that freedom to control that side of the map, both on attack and defense previously. And actually, Liquid will lose another. That's Eccles coming down tube in mid, and you see just posted up, kind of waiting for these pushes to be honest. You Scream now, Blade Storm in hand. Got 3 members of G2 trying to pressure towards B site here. Not committed just yet. Spike actually making its way back over. So Pat going to throw the wall down, but you can see on the minimap Ardis. Looks like he's heading back to maybe sniff out a mid push or head over to A. Nope. He's going to head back towards B lane now.
30 seconds left.
I like that. It's causing enough paranoia. You can already see that Sage and Jet were kind of looking like, wait, A? Yeah, I don't mind that. I really don't mind taking a second or two to try and cause a little bit of trouble. But even the slight remaining defensive side, Cryptix just found Ardis. Oh, Cryptix knows the plant spot. This is dangerous. Cryptix is being a huge nuisance. If he swings out again, he gets another. Pit's dealt with him. Patitech's there, and G2 had to push that. That should not have been as much of a problem as it was, but Cryptix just being a problem for G2 in that plant scenario, but they stabilized. They got the spike down and they got the kills. They did everything they needed to with a little bit of aggression towards the end then.
Yeah, look at it. I mean, it's only really Eccles and Cryptix that can invest back into this one. Scream's actually going to pop a Sheriff. See what he can get done with that. Eccles going to find himself the
judge.
A comfy position by a judge. I'm assuming it's going to be Cubby. No, he's not. He's actually... Oh, maybe sit under green.
I mean, I love the judge. I actually kind of like the Jet shotgun meta. If you can't get an op or you don't have your blades, sit on the old shotgun or just a pistol apparently. Zeke's made a bit of a meal of that one, which isn't ideal. That will at least free up the rotation. Here's Eccles. This is good. That's really good. He got a second. I thought it was just Mixwell, but he actually got Patitech then as well. Massive impact, and they do not expect Cryptix here. He's had that step. Yeah, that's a gun in the back. You're not getting away from death, and a bit of a shoddy round from G2, but very nice work from Liquid. I don't know how that kill on Zeke even happened.
No, I mean, it looked like Scream was just all out baiting for Soulcast. Soulcast playing the heady angle off site, and Scream was just kind of dashing around under the ult orb. So maybe just running bait. But again, I love it. Just the aggression to kind of shut Zeke down again. Maybe just trying to send the message, yeah, you can't lurk for free over this side of the map. We're onto your plan. Pit's actually... Let's get himself kind of tucked
30 seconds
all the way
left.
behind Liquid here. Again, 30 seconds. I mean, unless he strings together 2 quick kills, this is all but a round decided by the clock, to be honest with you. Oh, we did just spot Link there. Oh, the hop up is so... Yeah, no, it's just the triple peak comes through, yeah.
Now, again, I do want to say, a little
nice
unfortunate.
eco.
Yeah, very nice eco. Ridiculously good eco. This is the thing I want people to notice, how proactive they got with that and how they had small kind of intentions in mind. Playing out a pistol round or an eco like that with just the default mentality against rifles, you're not going to win it, right? Like, that's just pound for pound, you're very unlikely going to win it. So I love those little bits of plays, that Soulcast Scream combo, really nice. The judge coming out, kind of posturing, upper touch, and then Cryptix creeping in below. I think all of this stuff is really, really valuable, especially in Valorant more than most other games. So I love this work from Liquid. It shows the prep work that they're doing here, but still back into a bit of a buy around here. For both sides well equipped and equally ready to fight on this one. Soulcast takes the timing. It's a bit of a swing, but he's under pressure. He's got a lot of people coming his way. Support is there, but it's off towards the side. It's not quite with him. Cross on the site. Zeke this time does do better. Finds Cryptix quickly. Scream now in a bit of danger, but that could be good. Oh, that's excellent work. Soulcast feels the pressure. Can't land the shot, but he did already so well with the ultimate, kind of keeping this round within touching distance for Liquid. And Pitt going to be charged with getting that spike down, and no one can contest it. Scream fancy to go. Oh, he's just seen the gun. Yeah, that could be a spray. Done for a waste from Pitt. That's unfortunate. And now these post plants. Look at the flank as well from the Viper coming around towards A. The safety net is being closed in. G2 feeling smothered here.
Patitech with a Spectre now. He's going to play close contact. Mixwell going all the way up to Nest now. Link's going to find him, actually. Mixwell will trade one out, but he's not going to have any clue about this Eccles.
Time.
He's got to find an angle, though, very quickly, and there you go. Mixwell's hand was forced. He has to drop out. The plant wasn't good for him. You can see there, tucked into the corner. Makes it very difficult to play post plant anywhere away from sight. Good recovery. I mean, Soulcast's actually really unlucky not to pick up a third and fourth kill after this showstopper. You can see here, unfortunately, shoots at the first, doesn't get the recoil reset for the second, so damage is already done, though. The two-piece with the showstopper, really good stuff.
Look, Soulcast, Raze, big performer today. Him and Scream, an unlikely really good duo. Like, it seems to work quite nicely. They seem to have a nice bit of synergy together, so really enjoying what that looks like. And we're at 10 rounds. Now, keep in mind, at the start of the day, honestly, I thought this was going to be a 2-0, but then I saw the veto, and I really don't know what to make of this. This doesn't look like that super dangerous attacking side from G2, right? Like, that's the thing for me. Where's that team looking where it's like, at any given moment, they can pop off?
And Liquid starting hot as well.
Oh, yeah. That pistol round, huge for them. Again, G2 don't normally have to go against that. They're so good at getting those pistols. It's normally within their grasp so early on. Cryptics this time, after being such a problem before, gonna be checked on a couple of times.
Yeah, the shock dust to try and clear him off Snowman here. Mixwell creeping towards default. It looks like he's crouched. Operator in hand, I assume. The wall goes up. They can break that, actually. Liquid preventing the plant for the time being, actually. Scream got to give up that angle. You see G2 don't really have a spot to plant right now with all this utility. Prevented it. Sorry, it was a sheriff. It wasn't even an operator. Sorry.
Placing sentry.
Yeah, I mean, look, as soon as it's kind of the back and forth here, G2 unable to commit.
They have no flank either. I guess that's going to help Mixwell and Artist just bursting forward. I want to see some more of that burst potential coming in, but Soulcast still stands, as do a couple of the Liquid players, 3 alive, all in a very similar situation, almost a switcheroo. Look at how they're playing this one back in. Cryptic's finding Artist makes a little bit of the step easier, but now down to Link in a 1v2. Gets the res, going to defend it for a second. Pit is super low as well. Basically a slight gust of wind might knock him over at this point, but the cross is being held. This is on Zeke here. No, Pit still finds his value in his weight in gold. Well played to Pit to make that work on like sub 10 HP. Beautifully done. And G2 convert it right back. A light weaker buy, but that burst potential, that was there. You saw that as soon as it looked like they'd kind of hit a bit of a wall, straight dashing through it with Mixwell and Artist right there.
I mean, that's usually, and again, like you said, kind of on a save round, to be honest with you, when the defenders are able to stall out an eco round that long, and the attackers have used the majority of their utility, it makes it so difficult to then come back and turn the tides of that round. So fair play to G2, because Liquid looked really well set up to deal with that. Again, the stall was there, and it should kind of end up with, you know, the attackers just kind of stood there like, okay, we have no smokes, we have no mollies, nothing to clear our angles anymore, but Artist and Mixwell have done fantastic.
Oh, and look at this walk up. Okay, there we go. So, gives away the game a touch. Unfortunately for Mixwell, playing almost contact on this. Going to continue forward. Finds his way through. Gets good position over by Yellow. So, managed to get territory on the map. Now, they don't have to commit to this. They've kind of shown a lot of presence here. And I'm looking at Artist with that spike. I want to see where he leans, because Mixwell's gone a lot of room, and he's going to see the shoulder for sure. Yep, good damage done. Going to force, I think that's Eccles over there, back a little bit further into the corner. Now might need some support. Artist popping the ult, but look how this approach is going down. This is a default from G2. They still have 2 players lurking by A to secure that flank. They're putting a lot of faith in the players on this side, and Soulcast finding Zeke is an issue. They've lost that backstab, but wait, Mixwell's threading the needle. He's going for a look, and you can see how deep Liquid are holding this. If he gets line of sight on one of them, no. Excellent work. They knew what was vulnerable, Liquid, and they kept it safe.
30 seconds left. Spike planted.
Spike will go down. Liquid now 5 members strong. Actually, the lockdown comes through. Is he going to be able to pop that through the box? I'm not sure. He's not going to commit to the spray. He's going to try and back up here, but 3 seconds left. Here comes the snake bite through. Is that landing? I think it's just off. It's just off. They can stick the defuse.
No.
Oh, it's off by half a foot. Oh,
Gotta
no.
go back and get that training done, boys. You gotta get some of these lineups spot on if you're gonna use them.
Oh, that's awkward.
Did you just take a walk around your room?
I had to.
I mean, this is the thing,
Wow.
right?
I mean, maybe
feel-
he had to rush it. Again, the lockdown, the pressure, they've got to run away.
Yeah.
They've got to get to a safe distance. Maybe it's just rushed.
I agree, but it's one of those things that if you're gonna play a lot to it, you really need to know them. I mean, I like Viper coming in. I love all of these agents that are really unique in post plants, even Killjoy to an extent. But if they're gonna be there, you've got to go with the G2. Whoa, whoa, whoa! This is aggressive. This is quick. I'll come back to that. Soulcast needs to get ready. He's gonna back him down the hatches with just a rocket in the hand. Zeke goes down for it. No trade. There it is. Mixwell swiftly gets back in, tries to keep this going. Padatek gets the res. G2 back to find form. As Liquid looking a little rough around the edges, but Link somehow lands that, fades away, and no one's none the wiser.
It comes out to 4v4. Spike does go down. You see already Pit playing very deep. Actually, Zeke going to find a kill onto Cryptix here, and he's going to get the heal up. It's only a Spectre, but he can play close contact for the time being. Eyes on the minimap. Liquid, they've got to go quick here. They want to negate this post-plant lineup. Mixwell just cleaning them up off screen, but there you go, and he'll find the fourth as well. A little bit of a switch up in pace for G2, and it works very well. I mean, Soulcast has done fantastic to get first blood. It's his inability to kind of get back behind screens to safety so that Liquid have the numbers in the retake. I feel like it's we're just trading back and forth now. It's exactly what I wanted to see from this map pool in the first two.
Funny enough, I mean, the sad fact is we didn't get to see enough of this matchup, right? I feel like during last year when these two are, you know, some of the big dogs, we didn't get to talk about, you know, ex-artist storyline as much as I'd love to. You know, playing against your old team, playing against your old player, it definitely lights a fire underneath you. And yes, they met once and twice, and it was I think, mostly a G2 victory apart from a couple of bits and pieces, but it is a grudge match. These two are hailed as the heavyweights right now, and looking at this, Soulcast is the heavyweight himself, just a 1-2 punch. Say goodnight, Mixwell. You're not getting up for 4 screams there as well. And there's that little combo, that powerful player combo that's coming in. Oh, Scream, ambitious. But it is just Pit, and 15 HP is not a lot against 3 players.
He does that. Yeah.
Ouch. Nice throw, Soulcast. Very nice throw.
Good arm.
We're at 12 rounds. Liquid have actually... Okay, this was the thing, right? We said the veto was the biggest enemy, I feel, here to G2, because the next map, yes, it's their pick, but it's not a pretty one. And Liquid have turned up. They've done exactly what they were meant to. They've not fallen foul to the aggression that can come through for G2. They are so good normally on the attack. These guys are overwhelmingly powerful at times. Like, those individuals, I can't say enough, they are god tier. But Liquid have held up.
Indeed, and again, Soulcast farming that orb early round, and I mean, he used it. What, in the previous round? No, it was the round before last, and he's already back on 1 away from his ultimate. So, again, only the Blade Storm in G2's armory. Hello, Pit. How have you managed to get here with a Stinger? He's found 1 enemy there. Can he isolate the 1v1? Eccles actually wins. That's a huge shutdown for Liquid. Mixwell will pop the Blade Storm. That could have been absolutely disastrous.
Okay, plant comes in. Let's look at this post plant. Look how deep
Spike
Liquid is sitting
planted.
as well. They're letting this happen. And now they need to play back as a collective. 5 of them stand against the 4 of G2. Ultimate is up for Mixwell. And they're staying quite postured up on the site itself. They've not sunk back all the way. Now Mixwell finds a line of sight, commits to it, but that's not really where they're coming back in from. Scream going to be leading the way, clearing below, not seeing anyone just yet. Time starting to dwindle while this finds Soulcast. That's a big name removed, but Eccles is there on the trade. Zeke now comes in, Mixwell trying to play the timing just right. He might get a lot of vision once he comes around this smoke. He does. That's a knife in the back, and wait, is someone on that? Hello? Not gonna happen. Mixwell, he's just trying to save the day, and he does it for G2.
Oh my word, that snap. That was disgusting. Again, the wall goes down over front sight, and Mixwell's already managed to wrap himself behind. I'm not entirely sure why Link wasn't turned around the other way facing, because his teammate, I'm pretty sure Eccles died to Mixwell, right? I have to double check the replay, but he was definitely throwing his knives at somebody on site. Wow, what a clutch from Mixwell, leading the charge, 25 and 16 for G2. That brings them to double digits. And they can't play this back and forth trading in terms of rounds now, Lauren, because that's kind of been the problem here. It's a different pace for every round for G2, and I feel like with these ones, these fast hits, especially if they can find those first bloods, have gone very well for them.
They have. Eccles here could be doing some serious work. Nice consideration from Scream to keep track on maybe that other avenue towards the B site. Does find Patatech for it, but look at the continued push. I like the Vipers pushed up so aggressively. This will funnel the attackers to limited options. They don't have everywhere to go. Looking towards Tube, looking towards middle now. They don't have all accessibility. It's going to be Link on the other side, though. Once that wall dissipates, he's going to get a lot of pressure potentially. Disgusting. 4 players. Dirty little off angle, though. Let's see how quickly they check on it. Not quick enough. That's one big trade for Zeke. Okay, they continue forward. Zeke doubles down on it, and now maybe Zeke comes online, trying to find a way forward for his boys. You still have them stuck in towards middle. They don't know where that next flank's going to come from. That Viper ult will still give away that, yes, there's a player there. Yes, they're still present. Cryptix now goes for a fact-finding mission. He's seen the barrel. He's seen everything he needs. Artist on the block. He's going to come off it. Oh, big work from Cryptix, but a big trade from Zeke again. Keeping this looking likely. Zeke! Cometh the hour, cometh the man. They needed him to come online, and he has. And now Soulcast left in the 1v2. Spots down Mixwell. Can't land the shot, but he does find Zeke, and he knows that Mixwell was around. Ultimate now. Pop is trying to play this just right. Tries to clear the corner for free, and he does, but did not find Mixwell for it. And that up in hand, so accurate, so sharp. But he's lost track of him.
Mixwell doesn't know where he is. Yeah.
Exactly. Soulcast has a... Oh, you don't get to do that, Soulcast. You do not get to step back out on Mixwell. Zeke came in that round and made it his own. We're almost looking at OT here.
Wow. What a round from Zeke, though. It's just back to back. Fantastic stuff from him. And now, I mean, you got to look at it. Look at that buy from Liquid. Backs against the wall now. 3 ultimates online for G2 as well. Zeke, Artist, and Pit. Liquid only have the revive. Oh, I like that setup there. And actually, it's Pat, because Pat's going to find Soulcast.
Yeah, and they know the Scream's over here too. They could do some serious damage on this. Really good approach from G2. And now, Artist trying to find him, locate that information. He's got a good idea. That's enough of at least a glimpse. Hello. And now Zeke can play into that. Look how isolated Scream is. They are not letting him get away with anything this round. Link would be the one to try and save the day. What?
Hello.
Cryptix wins that? He adjusts well enough, but Mixwell, that off is still on point. And that 12th round is now looming. It's on Eccles with that judge. And already tries to make the leap. It's OT. Of course it was going to be OT between these two. And Liquid being taken to their limits here as G2 turned up.
Overtime.
Yep, 3 rounds in succession for G2. Wow. And they were close rounds as well. Like, blow for blow, it was back and forth.
It must be nice to have a Mixwell or a Zeke, right? Like, basically, I'd say a couple of those rounds, Mixwell's clutch, Zeke getting 4 kills, I think, in one of them. You know, they're the gimmies, and I guess you'd say the same. Easy observer. I guess you could say the same for having a Scream normally. There you go, back to smooth operation. I really hate this. Makes me feel like weird seeing something go like up and down. Can I see a Teddy or something, man? Jeez, come on. I mean, it's the afternoon. This is early for me. Yeah, no Teddy's found. But again, it's nice to have those bailout players that can come online in those situations and obviously garner you a good couple of rounds off the back of it. Now, we do have the it's kind of 2 in a row scenario coming into OT. Can go on a while, but we'll have to wait and see if that's the case. Scream the first to step forward, feeling a little bold and brave. Zeke was very good at holding this though. Roll your minds back. He was very diligent here, but he looks like he's in trouble this time.
Oh, actually, yeah, Zeke's very low HP, so unless he gets that heal quickly, which it doesn't look like he's coming through just yet, it might be able to isolate him still. Wall goes down, Liquid aren't interested in chasing that kill just yet. That's a good shock dart, though. It's going to do a lot of damage onto Link. He's got to sit in this corner now. There you go. Zeke going to get healed up now. Artist going to find Link on the way back in. Liquid already trying to play deep, but keep your eyes on the minimap. Look at that flank coming through once again from Scream. See if they can buy the time for him to be as much of a nuisance as he was before. Artist on top of the top. He's going to find 1, 2, 3. Oh, my word. Scream. Last man standing. Bladestorm online.
Halfway there, takes down one.
Remaining.
Oh, Scream!
Oh, my
You should have seen your faces.
5 kills!
Oh,
Do you know what?
Sides.
I thought the Artist
Match
moment,
point.
that was it. I was like, you know what? Take that, take it. That's sick work from Artist. And they're like, look, you think you're good, Artist? That's pretty. That's real nice. But let me just stop the defuse in a 1v3 in OT of the grand finals. Look at this goddamn player.
Oh my god. She's like, yeah, that's cute. You got a 4K. Watch this. Oh my word. Liquid now on map point on their defensive side. G2. Let's see how they respond.
Oh, what a good game, man. This is it. This is what it's about. G2 now trail. And if Liquid win this, we move on. However, Mixwell steps forward. Gets warded away slightly. The utility from Killjoy over here with Viper has been a real problem. A nuisance getting on towards B. It's a nice setup coming out from Liquid over here.
Poison's off.
But eventually, it will have to wear a weight. And there we go. Mixwell aware of that from the previous. So getting to know what's going on, but still takes good territory. This looks like a B-lean. Look where that spike is. It's with them this time. And Cryptic's, oh, again, having to suffer through the damage.
Yeah, trying to play that snowman position. We saw him. He denied the plant twice.
Yeah.
So I like the fact they're investing some utility to clear him out of there. But G2 actually now going to leave Mixwell in this spot to maybe sell a little bit of a fake, because 4-man rotation, now 5-man rotation from G2 coming back towards A. Scream tucked in under pipes here. See how many he can get from this spot. Soulcast actually going to find the first now. Zeke going to get the better of
nice.
Scream on the way in. Soulcast again, another headshot. Can't win that one against Bit though.
Time.
Less than 10 seconds. Got to go down. He goes for the fake. What are you doing?
remaining.
What are you doing, Pat?
Oh, it's a
Clutch. Defenders win.
I have no idea. Oh, God.